Hey, my name is Aaron with Scalability, and welcome to Freedom Fridays, where every Friday I go live for active Scalability subscribers and teach you the system, strategy, customer journey behind the actual tech side of a business. When we launched Scalability, we did not want to just sell subscriptions and say, good luck, figure out the tech learning loop. We wanted to make sure that you could win. I personally have been building systems and streamlining businesses for about 6 years, where I would go in, look at the business, look at all the mess, and then figure out what was needed, what wasn't needed, get rid of everything that wasn't needed, and then create new systems from start to finish with the proper software and the proper automation and things like that in place so that everybody knew exactly what was happening from the start to the finish of their business so that it was truly scalable. When you create a business, most people are trying to create legacy. They're trying to create something that their kids want that'll provide a better life for their family than what they had. And so I wanted to make sure that if we were going to sell subscriptions, that it wasn't just putting people into a learning loop. Here you go, here's some new software that'll do everything you want. Good luck, go figure it out. And then we play the churn rates. I didn't want to do that. We wanted to make sure that you win with it. And so Freedom Fridays is my way of doing that. If you are an active subscriber, you can show up to Freedom Fridays and I will help you with the strategy behind the actual software. So as always, we have people come in on these live Zooms every Friday, and it's an open forum, open Q&A. We're going to answer your questions, get you straightened out, help you with the actual strategy behind the process. And then I typically will, if we have time, like if we're lighter on questions, I'll take some time to build something. And today we'll talk about an unsubscribe list and how to create that unsubscribe link to where people can opt out of your emails and things inside of there. And we'll focus on that after we do some live Q&A. So let me see if we've got anybody in here, if we have any questions, and then we'll dive right into that unsubscribe sequence if we don't. That's Brian. What's up, Brian? How are you doing? And Regan. I was wondering which one was going to show up.
Got you both. We're both on here. What's up?
Nope. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just so you know, we're live on YouTube because every Friday we do that on Freedom Fridays.
Okay.
So do you guys have questions or anything? This is an open forum for questions. And then naturally, I know we've got a call scheduled next week, so we're going to dig in. But you got any questions or anything you want to go over today?
So I was trying to, there we go. I was trying to figure out how to, Regan showed me something already. I started putting in like potential customers so that we
Mm-hmm.
can start building a database. And then as soon as we have these phone number things organized and emails ready, then we're going to
Yep.
start doing some marketing blasts with that. Um,
Okay.
I literally just went into like the closest town to us and went to their chamber, and I'm just anybody that I think could be a carpet cleaning or a small office type business,
Mm-hmm.
get as much. I mean, with a little research, you can typically get an office manager or somebody's name to put in there to
Mm-hmm.
personalize it. And we can also just make phone calls pretty quickly too. But then if it's all in scalability, then we can add that information as we talk to them. Um, so I think that's like I was trying to import from my QuickBooks, and I think I had too many fields in my first Excel sheet, so I cleaned it
Gotcha.
up. And I'm gonna try to redo that because it was like I was like, oh, there's like 40 fields, and it's not gonna recognize. And some
Yeah, we
of
don't
them,
need all those.
no, a lot of them were blank, and it was like past due balance and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. So I think I think I can import like 100 and some contacts. I don't
Okay.
have all
Nice.
their emails, but yeah.
Yeah. So most things when you're importing a list, name, I like to break up name, first name column, last name column. That way the system can break it up. So first name, last name, email, phone number, and then notes. Usually, if you're bringing in contacts from somewhere else, some people will have notes. That's important because you can add anything you want in there. And then when you upload it scalability, it'll recognize the notes column and it'll plug it in. Um, and then tags. Make sure that anybody you're uploading, you tag them with something. It can
Okay.
be, it can be local chamber contact. That can be the tag. Just create a
Yeah.
tag and tag the whole list when you upload them. And two, you can add multiple tags. So when you upload the list, scalability will ask you if you want to add any tags to it.
Okay.
Okay. So you can tag them with one tag, multiple tags. The only thing you can't do is if you're uploading an Excel spreadsheet of say 100 people, you can't tag half of them with one thing and half of them with the other thing. You need to split that into two Excel spreadsheets, upload one and tag everybody, and then upload the other one and tag everybody.
Okay.
So just
So
split them out, make sure you tag everybody, because then when they come into your contacts and scalability, that's what you'll use to pull out the people that you want to message and send to in a bulk setting.
versus what about the um, field lead status or whatever? Um, don't worry about that one. That one is what contact type.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I
I
wouldn't
have,
worry about those too much.
so what I did,
Lead and
so
customer.
tags more important than,
Yep. Tag's more important than that. That lead, that customer thing's like, I don't use it at all. Use tags
okay.
for everything because
And
you can trigger workflows, automation, and everything based on tags.
and like one potential customer could be on multiple tags. Like, well, if I look at somebody, I'm like, well, that could be a commercial cleaning or it could be a commercial carpet cleaning,
Hmm.
and one for sure is just going to be carpet cleaning. So you just give them that way. If you want to send specifically somebody that could be a potential cleaning email, you don't want that to be a carpet cleaning like. So you could pull. They can have multiple tags, and you can direct a mass by one tag.
Yep, exactly. So you can have as many tags as you want. We have people in our system with like 20 tags. So this is a demo account here. And if I go over to contacts, you'll see your list of contacts show up here. And on the right column, you should have tags. Like these don't really have any, right? Because I mean, this is a demo account, so these are all made up anyway. But there's tags. Over here, you see one has a buyer tag. If I click on, say that, it goes into his full profile. This first column here, if I scroll down to the bottom, you'll see tags right there. To create a tag, you can literally just click there. And if you've already created it, it'll show up in here. If you haven't, let's say I wanted to say, um, residential cleaning, I just type it in and you see there's no tag there, but I can hit the plus and it'll create that tag and add it to that person.
Okay.
And then I could also say they're a commercial clean and I could create that tag. And see, now they have both tags, right? But now if I do that and I say I end up with 10, 20, 100 people that have multiple tags, see they're showing up here. But
Yeah.
let's say he's got two, residential clean and commercial clean. But let's say this person down here, let's give them a tag of just residential. See, now when I started typing, it popped it up because it's there.
Right.
I'm going to do that one for residential. And then here, I can come in here now, and these both have a tag, unless I didn't get that saved. Might be my bad. I just wanted to show you what it actually looks like. Some people ask the questions and then they're not sure, and then they get off and have to fight with it. And since I do these on YouTube, the recording's always there, so I like to make sure people have an understanding after. Okay, so now you see we've got one that shows up with residential clean and commercial clean, and then this one's residential clean. So if I go to my contacts here, and let's say I want to send an email to everybody who has the residential clean tag, I'll go up here to the quick search and just type in the tag, residential clean. It's going to bring up the two people that have that residential clean tag. See that?
Yep.
But if I go commercial clean, because I want to send a separate email to everybody who has a commercial, this guy has the commercial, so it brings him up, but it doesn't bring up the other guy because he only had residential. So it
Okay.
still lets you segment people and say, I want to send everybody this commercial email, for say a discount you going on for commercial only, not residential. You could send it to everybody here. So the tags are going to allow you to split people up like that.
And so like Testy Testerson had me clean their carpets at their house, and they also have a office building, so they can be they're basically two different customers or two different potential sales.
Yeah.
So with
And
multiple
what'll
tags,
happen, what'll happen is like if you call or you send this guy an email and you're saying, "Hey, we've got a deal on commercial cleanings coming up next week and wanted to let you know since he's had both things done, he might go, hey, I'll take advantage of that deal. Is it also working for my house since I had you guys do my house last time? And then you can go, sure. Or sorry, it's only for commercial, right? You might pull in some extra business because he has multiple ones.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Tags are huge. Like if you're going to run people in your system at all, tags are huge. You can create as many tags as you want, and you can always drop them on, take them off. Another thing you can do, since we're talking about the tags, is you can tag everybody all at once. So if I come into your contacts and let's say you just uploaded 100 people into a brand new account and you want to tag all 100 of them something, you can click on this box and it'll select everybody. Right now, it'll only show 20 on this page. So right here, it'll say you've selected 20 records. And if you have 100, it'll say right next to it, right here, it'll say, do you want to select the other 80 records that are in here? And you can click yes, select all. This little toolbar right above it, right there, next to the email, it says add tags, remove tags. So you could select everybody and click add tag. And then here, I could say add I could just name it, add residential clean tag, and then here I can start to type residential clean, and I could give a residential clean tag now, add tags, and it'll tag all of them. So now I can refresh, and I've tagged everybody all at once. So if you wanted to go in and say let's say you've had an account for a while and you've uploaded people over here and people over here and people over here over the past year and a half, and now you have people everywhere, and you want to go in and tag everybody master marketing or general marketing, right? You could tag everybody general
Spring
marketing.
promo or what you can, whatever you can
Exactly.
name 100 different things. Okay.
Yeah. But that's how
And
you
then
work your contacts. And you work that for anything and everything. Make sure you're tagging everybody.
awesome. Um, do you know where we're at on our phone numbers yet?
Still waiting. Getting
Okay.
them that A2P status takes a little while. For those of you in the same process, the A2P, you have to send it off to the national database and they physically check the web pages and all that type of stuff to make sure that the language is on there. They make sure that your privacy policy is on your website. They make sure that you've got the language for people checking in, all that type of stuff. So I think we're kind of in that process, which we'll talk more about on Tuesday too. Kind of
Sweet.
go through all that. You like that website? You want to go with it the way it is?
Yeah.
Because we can switch it over and dial it in. And then because that'll be part of that A2P process too. Easy to check that one.
The people that manage that website went they sold out or did something, and so I can't even figure out who's my host right now. But
Okay.
I'm gonna send the I still have her mess like her phone number, so I'll have that figured out before Tuesday.
Okay. All you need is the domain then. If we're going to cut that one off, then basically she could have it built anywhere. It doesn't really matter. You just need to know where your domain is. So if it's in GoDaddy or Wix or whatever, you just need to know where that's at and have access to the domain. Because then we can just log in and point the domain to scalability to the new website and just completely cut out the old one. And then you'll have access to everything. Change
And they won't
websites, all of it.
and they can't they don't have to keep charging me that annual hosting fee or whatever.
Nope, you can get rid of them.
Okay.
It'll all be done inside of your scalability. You'll just have the domain. So there's always a domain, and then there's your website itself, right? The domain is just the www dot whatever. You'll always buy those from somewhere. Pork Bun, Namecheap, GoDaddy. I prefer GoDaddy just because of the ease of how it implements with everything. It connects super easy. So find out where it's at and get the domain. You'll just pay your yearly 20 bucks or whatever for the domain. Everything else will happen inside of scalability just under your subscription.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah, we'll be able to cut off all that stuff. Cool.
Um, this I got another question for you, and this is kind of not fully related. So if you've got a lot of other listeners right now, we
Let's
can
see. Let's see. Ask the question. You're the only one on live, so I want to make sure we get your questions, and then I'm going to go over an unsubscribe sequence and how to build one for
Okay.
today.
What um like what's your go-to for finding like getting stock images? Like because I was started looking and some of that stuff's super expensive. Like or it looks like it pictures.
Yeah. Let's see. You can pull all sorts of images from Canva. That's always an option. Canva has tons.
And
And
then you
then
have to have a membership for that or something or
I know there's a free account, and then the pro account's like 12.99 a month, I think, if you need a
oh,
paid account. But I think with Canva you can pull all sorts. And then unsplash.com, unsplash.com. That
okay.
one has a bunch of stock images that you can, or a bunch of photos and images and stuff that you can use. We typically do everything between those two, Canva and Unsplash.
So what I was looking at must be where you're paying for more like detailed picture or something. I mean, I don't know what it was, but it was like you get 20 images a month and it's twenty
Oh
nine
yeah,
ninety
there's
nine.
tons of them. There's iStock and Pixabay or something. I mean, there's a ton of them that have stock images. VecDeezy, there's tons of them that have stock images. But yeah, they're going to charge you for the images or so much for a package of images or something like that. So we typically, most people, they'll start in Canva and find whatever they're after.
Yeah, because
And then Unsplash, like I said, is kind of a secondary.
there's millions of pictures out there. It's crazy.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm like, well, if they're all over the place and they're free, I'm not going to pay for them unless for some reason I need the specific photo. But if you're after stock images, why does it matter if it's from this free website or this paid website? Most of the
right.
stock images are fine. It's usually when you're trying to make them custom for your own business, that you need a more in-depth design paid software or something.
Sweet. I'll dig into it. Is that Grandpa? Oh, it's cool.
Cool. Any other questions?
No, I'll have more Tuesday.
All
All right.
right. Sounds good. Well, you guys can hang out if you want live, and you can ask questions along the way, or you can bounce. It's up to you guys since you got your questions answered. But I'm going to go over how to build an unsubscribe sequence inside of scalability. So a lot of people have marketing campaigns they're sending out, which if you guys are getting ready to do, it's something you'll want to do. So it'll be good video for you. But since this is on YouTube, the recording will be available afterwards and you can watch it anytime. So if you want to hang out, we can build it. You can ask questions or you can just watch the video later. It's up to you.
All right. I'm gonna mute myself and watch for a little bit.
Okay. No
Have a
worries.
good
If
week.
you got to
Have a good
bounce in between.
weekend if I don't talk to you later.
Yep. I was going to say, if you got to bounce in between, have a good weekend. All right, man. See ya. All right, let's see. Let's dig in. A lot of people, so for those of you who are starting to do marketing, or maybe you're not super familiar with it, you are going to need to have, to be legally compliant, you have to have unsubscribe on your emails. And so an unsubscribe link in your emails where people can click that unsubscribe button and choose not to get your stuff anymore. Scalability makes it easy and has an unsubscribe link that goes right into um, your email templates with like kind of that custom values code. So I'm going to show you how to do that first because it's the quickest and easiest. And then I'm going to show you how to create essentially your own custom unsubscribe links where if you were doing multiple lists, you're going to want them to opt out of, say, promos, but not account notifications, right? So for instance, scalability, it's a software company. If you opt out, if I just use unsubscribe, and you click unsubscribe and I take you off of all email communication, then what happens with your payment failed? If your payment fails in scalability and your account gets locked out, I can't email you to tell you that your payment failed, and I can't email you to help you get fixed because you've said, I don't want to be contacted anymore. And it automatically puts you on the do not disturb list. And now I can't get communications to you. So naturally, I would want you to be able to click unsubscribe on, say, a marketing email where I say, hey, we got Black Friday sales going on. And I've got you on a list by a tag. So I say, all the contacts in here, I want to tag marketing. And then when I have, say, Black Friday sale, I could go into the contacts, select everybody with the marketing tag, and then send out the promo emails about our Black Friday deals. But if you don't want those promo emails, you could click unsubscribe because legally I have to have an unsubscribe button on the email, and you could click unsubscribe, but you could unsubscribe from just the marketing and promo emails and still get account notifications. Okay, so that's kind of the big difference of why it's important to understand kind of your unsubscribe links. So, first of all, I'm going to show you how quick and easy scalability makes it for you to have your unsubscribe links inside of your account and how they're already kind of set up in there to help you win. So, right off the bat, like again, this is a demo account. When I log in here, if we go to settings in this bottom left corner, and you're going to come to your company information right here. If I scroll all the way down, and then right here on this right side, you'll see make email compliant by adding an unsubscribe link to your email. Okay. And then right there, we just check the box. And now this will add the compliance unsubscribe link to your email. If I click customize, I can type whatever I want right in here. Okay. Now, this link is going to be in your custom values, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Obviously, there's all these notifications in here because this is not a live account. This is a demo account. But right now, you'll see this right here, okay? Now, if we go back and then we click on marketing here in this left side menu, this is going to bring up emails at the top, and we can click emails and email templates. And I'm going to use a template as an example so I can show you what this looks like. So if we just click new template, this is for us to create a template. And I can say create from an existing, I can use email marketing templates or go blank. And email marketing templates, just like the websites, we have a bunch of them that are built already. So if I do from a template, there's all these different templates here. You can scroll for your type of business, your service over here on the left, or you can just scroll all of them. So let's say I scroll down through here and I like one of these. I could use one of these, or I could build from scratch. So I'm going to show you guys. Let's just grab one of these that's kind of basic right here. We'll just take this one. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to click continue, and it's going to build this template for me. As soon as it builds this template, just like pulling an email or a website template or anything, it's going to automatically take me into the editor where I can make changes. Now, the reason we use a template is just because it already has things laid out inside, right? It already has a place up here for your logo, a photo up top. It already has a headline where you can just swap it out and the font and the size is already there. It already has a body. It already has a button. It already has bullet points and things like that, right? Let's say I'm making a pretty simple, just a marketing email, and I don't need all this stuff. I can just come in here and just click hover over each piece and click delete, and it'll take those things out. You see how it's shrinking this down? It's just leaving the pieces that are left. But these lines go all the way out. This section goes all the way out. If I come all the way over here, I can click the trash can and remove that whole section. So I can just get rid of all these because I don't need all these sections, right? See, I'm just quickly just boom, boom, knocking that stuff out. Here, I'm going to leave the button and see now I just have logo and header image, the headline, body, button, etc. And it already has this footer down here at the bottom. So this is what I want to talk about. Obviously, on each one of these things here, you can click on logo. It brings it up here on the left. You can delete that logo and upload your own. Same with the photo. Click on the photo. You can delete that, put in whatever picture you want. Then naturally, you just click in here and you say Black Friday sale, right? Whatever your email is, you can fill this out and you can write your email for your promo. Right down here is what we want to talk about. This part is already plugged into the templates. So if you pull a template, it's already going to have this down here at the bottom where it says copyright and it says year now, right? Right now year, location name, Our mailing address is the location name. And then it says, want to change how you receive your emails? You can unsubscribe from this list. Now, first, because some of you are wondering, right now, year, it's just pulling the current year. So it's saying copyright 2025. It's going to plug that in. Location name and location mail email right here, this and this. It's going to pull those from your business info on your business profile of your scalability account. So where I first showed you when we click on settings and you pulled up, it first pulled up your business info where you saw your name and your address. That's the information it's going to pull to put in here with this location name, location email. Okay. Then this right here where it says unsubscribe from the list, that is already linked to where if they click that, it's going to pull from that spot that I just showed you in the settings on your business info where you typed in, if you don't want to receive these anymore, feel free to click here to unsubscribe. That's this. It automatically puts it on the emails and you're good to go. Okay. Now, if you already have an email, so this was a template, right? And the template already has this base, this footer in here. Also, let's say we want to add a footer. Okay. If we wanted to add a footer, or actually, let me back up a second. Let's say we don't have this footer in here because you're using a template that you already have, and you already have a cool footer put together with your logos and with your name and your cool signature and all that stuff in it, right? And let's say you just want to put the unsubscribe link right there underneath the footer that you already have designed in your fancy email. Let's say this text right here is um, your fancy signature and everything at the bottom of your email that you already have created. I can just come in here, double space down, right? Just come wherever you want to put it. And then here, we're going to type custom values. There we go. Sorry, I lost it for a second. So click in here wherever you're going to put it. Like if this is your footer here and you wanted to just add the unsubscribe link below what you already have, I'm just going to double space down, right? And you've got a new space there. Up here at the top, towards the right, if you hover over this little thing next to the clear font thing, it says custom values. If I click on that, here we can go to email. And then when we click on email, it's got unsubscribe link. When you choose this unsubscribe link, it's going to drop the code right there. And that is the code that's the same as this right here that's going to use the setting inside of your business profile information. Okay, so if I already have a fancy footer put together with your name, your logos, your pictures, your address, your information, and you want to add the unsubscribe because this wasn't already here, then all you have to do is put the cursor where you want it. Go up here to the top right corner, custom values, click on email, and then unsubscribe link, and it's going to drop it right there. Okay. Now, that is how you use the settings that are already in there. It's that simple. If we wanted to, I'm going to go out and I'm not going to save this because naturally it's just a demo. We don't need to. But let's say we do it from scratch. I'll show you that real quick. If we just do a blank template, here I can do design editor, select. This is creating a new email from scratch. So you see here, there is no footer, right? Since we didn't use a template, there's nothing there. I can click in here. I'm sorry, I can click, let's see, close these settings on the left. Over here on the left, you see the stuff that pops up. These are all things that you can drag in there. So if I want to put my logo at the top, I can design this email however I want. Close those settings. I want to put an image underneath my logo. Now I've got the title, things like that, right? Now let's say I want to put a footer. Right over here on the left, if I drag this over to the bottom, it's going to automatically place that footer with the copyright, the year now, location name, and the location email from your business profile and scalability. And then it automatically puts that down at the bottom for people to unsubscribe. Then you can edit it. So you can build your email just like this from scratch and everything will be fine. Okay. Now let's talk if you had, say, multiple lists. You're going to separate people. So, like we just talked about with Brian, we talked about um, if you have a residential cleaning list and a commercial cleaning list, you're going to separate the people by tag. So, you're going to tag everybody who's got residential, residential, everybody who's commercial, commercial. And then you're going to tag people with promos and people with account updates, etc. So with scalability, we were tagging people, say, with active accounts. And so if you have an active account, you're going to get these emails. And you can opt out of those emails, but we don't want you to opt out of your actual account emails because if there's a problem with your billing or your account, then we can't get a hold of you. We're going to do that by adding tags. Okay. So let's say I want to add an active subscriber to these people here. Actually, those don't have names, so let's use these two. Let's say these three people. I can select the people I want. I add a tag, and now this is how I would separate them. Add a tag. Now I have people with an active subscriber tag, right? So I have active subscribers and then I have people that aren't active subscribers. But if I'm going to send, say, an email out, then I want to send an email for, say, Black Friday sale to everybody on the list. But I won't want my active subscribers to opt out of the emails and then be taken out of the lists, right? So, oh, let me see. Let me add these on here real quick. Okay, so you get the idea, right? We have three active subscribers in here, and then the others aren't. But let's say I have a Black Friday sale and I want to send it out to everybody. So I'm going to select everybody. I'm going to click email. I'm going to write an email, send it out. Well, that email has to have an unsubscribe button at the bottom of it. And we want somebody to click the unsubscribe button and unsubscribe from promos, but not unsubscribe from these other tags or these other lists. Okay, so that's what we're doing right now. In order to make that happen, we're going to go to Sites on the left and then Forms at the top. And here we're going to build a form. And so again, you can use different templates. We're just doing add form and we're going to start from scratch. All we're doing is creating an unsubscribe form. Okay. So up top, first thing I always do is title it. I'm going to call this one unsubscribe from promos because that's what I want to create for people, right? So I'm actually going to just use full name and then I'm going to get rid of this first name and last name. I'm going to get rid of the phone number because all I want them to do is put in name, email, unsubscribe. I don't even need this because they're unsubscribing. Now I quickly have full name, email, button. If I click on the button, I can go over here on the right and I can type what that button says. You can just say unsubscribe or unsubscribe from promos and sales, whatever you want. Okay. So you can title the button. Then down here, of course, you can change the color of the button just by clicking on it, hovering over it, making whatever you want. Okay. So we can change the color to match your branding. Over here on the left, you can drag in your logos and all that different stuff if you want to. You don't really need to. We just need full name, email, button. And I'm going to save that. So all we're doing is creating a quick form where they put in their name, email, unsubscribe. Privacy policy, we're going to leave that on there. And you're going to link this to your privacy policy and terms of agreement. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that right now because we're trying to talk about unsubscribe. So leave that on there. That way it's compliant as well. Now you're going to go back to funnels and create a funnel for unsubscribing. And all we need is 2 pages. We need one where people will see that form. They'll put in their name, email, click unsubscribe. And then we just need a thank you page saying you're unsubscribed. That's it. So we're going to create a new funnel. I'm just going to go from blank. There's AI funnels and there's templates, but we're going to go from blank. We're going to call it unsubscribe promos and create. And I'm going to make this super simple, super basic for you, okay? We're going to click on settings first and you'll connect a domain to it. I'll just use this one. It's a demo account, so naturally none of this is going to be legit, but I want to show you what it looks like. So we have that. Now I'm going to click add new step. Here we're just going to say unsubscribe. And here, unsubscribe promos. I like to copy the path because you're going to have to use it again. Create the funnel step. And the path can be the same thing as the name. Doesn't matter. This is just a code that's going to come like this. VIPbuyersclub.com/unsubscribe promos. That's what tells the internet to bring them to this page. Okay. So now we're going to go over here to publishing. And you see here, it already has the unsubscribe promos. It already has the name of it. Okay. Click back on overview. And then here we're going to go in and actually design it. So let's go from blank. So we're going to create essentially a web page from blank. First thing we're going to do is create a section to go all the way across, and then add a row, add a column, right? And now we're going to add an element. So when I click in here, let's say I want to put my logo. So I'll just put an image right there, and then underneath it, I'm going to put a header. And then underneath that, I'm going to put a subheadline. And here I might say unsubscribe. And then here, sorry to see you go. You don't have to put this, but it is what it is, right? If I click on this image over here on the right, I can click on these photos and I can change the photos to whatever I want to put in there. So if I have a logo, we can stick our logo in there, unsubscribe, sorry to see you go. Then I'm going to click the plus again, and I'm going to grab the form. And here you're going to select the form that we just did for unsubscribe from promos. And it's going to drop that form right on this page. Now you see here, we have our logo, unsubscribe, sorry to see you go, full name, email, and click unsubscribe. Okay. And if we see this, now you can space it out, you can make it pretty, you can do all the other stuff. This is a web page, so you're building a web page but it's going to just have full name, email. When we click on the form over here on the right towards the bottom, there's a redirect action for the button, and it's going to come up and say use the action from the form builder. So if I say go to the next step, it's not going to do whatever is on the form. It's actually going to take it to the next step of the funnel. So just make it go to next step, because the next page is literally just a copy of this page that says you've been unsubscribed, and that's it. And I'll show you that in a second. So that's it. Get your logo if you want. Get whatever text you want to put on it, full name, email on the form, and then make it go to the next step. Save it. And then, as always, you would want to publish it as well. So you want to save it, then publish it. This is not a live page for me, so I don't want to publish it. So I'm just going to go back out. Now, instead of creating a new step and going from scratch and putting in the section and um, putting in the blocks, right? And then creating it. You've already created this one. You already got your logo on it. You already got your pretty colors on it. So now come down here in the bottom right and just click clone funnel step and just clone step in this funnel. And it will clone that right underneath it. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to go into that one. We're going to go edit that one. And in here, we're just going to remove that form. See, it's exactly what we just built. But we're going to hover over this. We're going to get rid of the form. And then here we can get rid of the headline, and then we can change this to say you've been unsubscribed. And if I wanted to expand on this, I would say you've been unsubscribed from promos and sale opportunities, but you will still get notifications about failed payments and support notifications for things that you need to keep your account active and running, right? I might expand on that so people understand what's going on. But that's it. Logo, you've been unsubscribed. That's all you need. And click save. Okay, now the most important part, we've literally just created the page where people can unsubscribe. Okay, so now, right, the last little pieces here to kind of button this up, you're unsubscribed from promos. We want to click on publishing. And then here, let's just say unsubscribe promos and then change these numbers to unsubscribed. Basically, we're creating this little, or we can just say unsubscribed promos. Okay. And now we've got basically this code is going to go at the end of that domain that I chose. So if I click update step, I'll show you in just a second here. As soon as it updates, that little path right there goes at the end of the domain that you chose. So at the beginning, when we created this, we clicked on settings and we chose the domain. That domain now shows up right here. Okay. And then here, unsubscribe promos tells it to go to this page. If I click on this page, see here, it has the same domain, but it says unsubscribe promos, no D. Okay. And then here, unsubscribed. So now we know, like, the internet knows to send it to this page if we use this domain. So if I copy this here, we're going to go back to that unsubscribe email template. So marketing on the left, emails, templates at the top, and you'll see the template that we created. I believe it was real property. Yep, this one. We didn't make any changes. So here, let's say I come down here to the bottom and you use the template. Instead of this right here, you could say, click here to unsubscribe or whatever you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to link this text to that VIPbuyersclub.com/unsubscribe promos. So I link that text by highlighting it. Come up here to the top right corner, or I'm sorry, up here in the top, and you'll see link text. Click that, and here we just paste in that. So see, now we have that domain, unsubscribe promos. And so when they click this link, when they click that button, it's going to take them to that funnel page where they fill out the form. Name, email, unsubscribe. Okay. And here I can highlight, click here, and I could link that as well, or you could type something different in, whatever you want. Okay. But now we've created our own unsubscribe links that go to a funnel page where they fill out a form, and then that form will be the trigger for our automation. And then we're going to show you that right now, because that's the last piece to make sure that all of this stuff works. Right now, you did a form and you did a funnel, and we connected it to the template and to the email. But now if somebody clicks this button, it goes to that website, they can fill out that form, and nothing's going to happen without the workflow or the automation. So that's the most important piece here, okay? So now I'm going to save the template. It's fine. And then we're going to go back out. And now we're going to click on automation here on the left. Now let's create a new workflow and let's go from scratch. Keep it simple. In here, first thing, we're always going to name it. We'll name it the same as the other stuff that we were using, okay? And then add a trigger is simply going to come over here and type in form. Simply going to be form submitted. And then here, you're going to choose the form. Form is here, unsubscribe from promos. So now what we're saying is when somebody submits this form, the unsubscribe promos, that's the trigger that's going to flow downhill and make these things happen. So now I want to add things here of what I want to happen when they fill out that form. First thing I'm going to do is tag. So I always type in tag and then add contact tag. And here we want to tag them. We could say unsubscribed from promos. See, it's a new tag, so I can add a new tag, and now it's there. Save. Now when they submit that form, it's going to tag them that they unsubscribed from promos. Now, I could actually remove a tag. So let's type in tag, add contact tag, or I'm sorry, actually, let me cancel that. We're going to do tag, remove contact tag. And here, let's say that you actually had all those people marked as general marketing, right? So I could come in here and say, remove them from general marketing because that's where I send my promos. Or we can make it uniformed if you want, and we could say, let's say you tagged everybody promos and sales. Okay. So we're just removing whichever tag it is that you're using to send promos and sales out. If you tagged everybody in your system general marketing and you select everybody who has a general marketing tag and then you send out Black Friday sales, that's the tag you're going to remove here because that's the one that they're opting out of. So you're removing the tag for whichever tag it is that you're doing that way, okay? So you're adding a tag that they unsubscribed, you're removing the tag that actually gets them on the list to receive those emails. And then two, or another thing, you can click this plus, you can come down here and we could search for D&D. Now this is enable disable. This will allow you to automatically put them on the D&D list, right? Do not disturb list. So this first way here, you're removing the tags and you're tagging them unsubscribed so that this basically just tells you that they no longer want promos. And so you would search for people with a marketing tag or a promos tag and you would send out those emails. And now this person is not on that list anymore. So you didn't actually mark them D&D or do not disturb, but you've removed them from that email list and you're no longer sending to them. Okay. This enable or disable D&D, this allows you to use the system to enable D&D for all channels or specific channels. So if I say specific channels, it's going to let you choose the channels. So here it's got SMS, email, WhatsApp, Facebook, Google My Business, call. This is basically going to, you could remove them from everything or from certain things. But this again is like the settings in the original, the very first option I gave you, where they click unsubscribe and it takes them off the email list. It marks them as D&D, enables D&D for email. And now this is actually going to take them off of all emails, not just your promos. So again, if I'm scalability and we have active subscriber accounts and we need to email you and let you know that, hey, there's a problem with your billing or this is going on, or there's an update on your account or you've been credited something, etc. I don't want this because this means you're not going to get any of those emails or the promo emails. So I just want to do this. I want to add a tag that they unsubscribe from promos and I want to remove the tag promos. That way I can keep sending them an active subscriber email with account updates or Freedom Friday updates. But then I won't be able to send them promos because of the way that I send out those bulk emails. So this is the way you do it if you want to just basically mark them as D&D on all emails going out. So I'll show you what that looks like, right? It'll show up like that. This would actually do the tag, remove the tag, and enable D&D. I would say do one or the other, right? This first part, add tag, remove tag, I would do that and I would get rid of this one because I want to manage the lists and send out emails based on tags. This one is going to tag them as do not disturb in the system, period. Okay, so then save, publish, etc. up top. Let's go back out. I want to show you guys in the contacts. So if I open somebody's email here, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, right here, you see these D&D all channels. D&D emails, see, has been selected for this person, which means I cannot send them an email no matter what it is. If it's an account email, if it is a update email, if it's a calendar reminder for an appointment that they booked, they still are on the D&D list and it's not going to go to them. I can't send promo emails or anything. So when you just do the remove from all lists or mark D&D on the automation, this is what it does. It checks that and the system won't let them get the emails. Okay. If we do it where we remove a tag and that takes them off of our marketing list, this will not be checked. It will be white like that because you can still email them. You just have to actually keep track of the fact that they do not want promo emails. And you see right above it here, this is where those tags show up. So you have to know, if you're going to do it that way, you have to know that when you go into your contacts to send out promos, that you search up top for promos or general marketing or whatever you have your list for sending those. And then you select everybody and you send an email to everybody in marketing or promos, right? And so if they don't have the promo tag, they won't show up on this list and it will be like they opted out and they're not getting your emails. So this is how you either leverage the system to just have it mark the D&D and automatically remove people and check them to where they can't get any emails from you, or you would create multiple lists. Now, that I'm sure is a question for you. What if I have multiple lists and I want an unsubscribe button for every list, but they're different? Basically, take the process we just did, where you're going to create the web page with the form on it, and then you're going to create an automation for each list. So if I go into the sites and click on forms, here we have this unsubscribe from promos. I could duplicate this and say unsubscribe from whatever the other thing is. Fitness tips. Unsubscribe from fitness tips. And that creates a form now that's unsubscribed for fitness tips. So here I just come in, we've got name, email, privacy policy. I can click on the button and I can change this. And now I've got one for fitness tips. Okay. I'm going to go back and then I'm going to go to the funnels, and you could unsubscribe from promos. Let's just duplicate that. We're going to clone it. And here we're going to say unsubscribe fitness tips. You get the idea. Okay. We're just duplicating each thing because you're going to have the form, the site, and then the domain connected to it so that you can put that in the email. And then you have to have an automation. Same thing. We go to the automation, and you can take the unsubscribe automation, unsubscribe from promos, click the three dots off to the right, and duplicate the workflow and call it unsubscribe from fitness. Then you're going to go into it, same thing, and just make whatever critiques and tweaks you need to make this work. Obviously, it's no longer the promos form, right? But this is still the same. We just need to check that off and then choose fitness tips. Save. Now it's the fitness tips form, which is that one that you're going to put that link on the emails you send out with your fitness tips, right? And then you're just removing the tag, adding the tag. Like I said, I would get rid of this. And I would do it this way. Add the tag unsubscribed from fitness tips, right? You get the idea. We're just adding unsubscribed from fitness tips tag. And then we're removing the tag that you use to send out the list of fitness tips, right? So that's the process from start to finish. And that's how you do it for multiple lists. If you have multiple things you send out, like we do with scalability, you're going to want that for every one of your different lists that you're going to send out. That way people can unsubscribe for one, but not another. And you're just managing people via tags. If you just have one business and you don't care, it's like, hey, unsubscribe from emails, period, and you just take them off all the lists, then keep it simple. Use that unsubscribe button that's already built into the footer of your emails. If you're building them in a workflow, then it's simple. You just add that custom value and you put in that unsubscribe link there, just like we showed you on the templates. So I hope that was useful. I know we've had many people ask, like, how do we create an unsubscribe link, or how do we do this or that? That's how it works if you have one business and you're keeping it simple with just unsubscribe from everything, or if you're running multiple lists via the tags. I hope that was valuable. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Implement it in your business, post it in the group. Let me see if you have any questions or anything. Facebook group or on the comments YouTube. Either way, we'll get to your questions and we'll respond.